calls will come, as he said, even calls are coming for Chinese, not even Ghanaians, to free Chinese. So you see, the thing is said that I've told you before, that means this approach is waste of time. Sit back, do a complete review. Those who have had some role to play, set all of them aside. Put a group of people who have not had any role to play. Let them review the strategies and what has been done so far. And you realize that the more money you put in, the more effort you think you are putting, the more publication you are putting, is where the thing actually increases the more.
But the president seems quite serious.
The president is serious by what? By talking, not by acting. Because if the minister can tell us that 9 foreign reserves, they can't have access to it. And so the president, commander-in-chief, which can command the armed forces and say, those 9 foreign reserves, I've given you 2 weeks, clear everybody there. Have you heard any directive like that?
No.
So what are you telling me the president seems to be serious or concerned? Look, the Galamsey is so intricate. The minister went to visit Ashanti-Hini. What does Ashanti-Hini say? Legal concession of his had been taken over by what? Galamseyers. So until we sit back and look at something more comprehensive and know that this is how we have been doing it, it has not yielded the expected results. And then maybe we say, because of we are going with a new approach, then I can say we are going to do this thing. But what the minister is doing is what we have been doing from President Mills' time, Mahama first term, Akufo-Addo 1 and 2, and Mahama second term. It's the same strategies we are implementing. Excuse me to say, they say it's only a fool who keeps doing the same thing and expect a different result.
And we are not fools.
I don't know which one we are. We are not fools. We are not fools anyway. But look at the time from Mills, Mahama 1, Akufo-Addo 1 and 2, back to Mahama, and the same things that we have done, which have yielded little or no result, are the same thing we are repeating. So, and someone sitting somewhere thinking that we are going to get results.
Okay, so I want to ask
how?
I want to ask you your take on this. You mentioned that the solution is there, but we're just not applying it. Should journalists, therefore, considering what happened to Akwesi and Ejenim, he was attacked, beaten up, he and his crew and all of that, should we forget it?
Please, it's not about forgetting it. It's about you making sure that the state is ready. When the state is ready, you are ready. In fact, journalists have done more about this Galamsey fight than the governments. I'm telling you.
True.
Journalists have done more about Galamsey fight than the government.
Ochi sued me, like Edogbe, because of Galamsey in his area.
Why?
Oh, I mean, you call that President Mahama in his first term described Chebi as the headquarters of Galamsey.
Yes.
And we reported it because we had gotten receipts and so on that were issued by the palace in the name of renovation of the palace. And most of the people who were issued the receipt, were in the Galamsey pit at the time.
Wow.
So people linked the two together that, but Nana, you had a task force that, was going around dealing with Galamsey. Yet the very people are the ones who are supposed to be sponsoring the renovation of the palace.
Okay.
Nana, it doesn't look too tidy.
Okay.
It could link you up to this thing. And we had a cousin of his coming to talk to us that, listen, I mean, a lot of things are happening. And link the palace to the Galamsey.
Wow.
Oh, the next morning, caught. But he slapped us with it. You get it?
Yeah.
And nobody came to our rescue. Nobody did. So if it was a journalist who was sued for Galamsey in this country, we did. Do you understand? Yeah. And the attack and that is another attack. Your guy who has been attacked. Erastus Asari or who? Has also been attacked several times.
In fact, these ones they are like, it's because they have some link to major media houses in Accra. You go to rural radio stations and a lot of journalists have been attacking those places over Galamsey.
And you'll be shocked that Galamsey has owned some of these media houses.
They have been attacked for trying to 5.
Akonta mining
And
linked to one to me.
Yeah.
And Larry talk about
Isn't one to me
renovation.
the owner of radio stations
All
and TV
palaces
stations?
in mining communities are renovated by galamseyers. In fact, Chinese when they come first,
Please repeat that. What did you just say?
palaces
All palaces.
in mining communities.
areas.
I can mention so many places that Chinese come and the first thing is to go and see the chief and say, oh, the way your palace look, I want to build a new one for you, want to renovate it for you. And that is their entry. I can tell you.
So there's no way the chief
Look,
can say, don't dig.
Now, how are you going to
How
say
are you
don't
going to
dig?
do that?
When the person has come to renovate your palace or even built a new one for you,
Yeah.
how are you going to say it? Look, there are Galamsey communities, from BNI boss there, police commander, whatever, all the security agencies,
MP.
MC, all of them, many of them receive payments weekly from Galamseyers so that they'll be allowed to work. So before you send a tax from Accra together, they have alerted them, which the people are coming from Accra today, don't go. Look, this thing is so complex that when we keep just doing the same thing we have been doing, and interestingly, the BNI and other security have done so much work, they know every single person in Galamsey in Ghana. Do you know that? The reporters are sitting with the security agency. They have done
can
work.
imagine so.
They
Yeah.
know both NDC and NDC.
Our level of
kingpins,
intelligence is- yes.
NDC kingpins who are to Galamsey,
Yeah.
those behind the Galamsey, those who are financial. Look, the security agents have done reports.
So we're not
They
interested.
know. And I'm telling you that, see,
Elvis,
the Galamsey today.
Elvis, let me chip this in. You know, there was a time where soldiers, Ghanaian soldiers, were not interested in going on peacekeeping missions.
There was a time.
Yes.
They
I
prefer-
think
they
even
prefer
now.
being on the
They
anti-Galamsey
prefer
committee.
being to be part of the anti-Galamsey task force.
There's more to be made.
Yes, so they are part of the task force.
Previously, it was famed
Yes.
that as for Lebanon and other peacekeeping
Yes,
opportunities,
when you go and come.
that's the place to go.
Yes.
My uncles went, and then when they came back, Charlie, the kind of gadgets they brought you, me,
Of
so
course.
we were so excited.
But these days, it's the
No,
new
they-
peacekeeping is.
It's Galamsey Pete, and they enjoyed that, and with generals involved, senior military officers involved.
Look.
And other soldiers have been in the pit for a long time. Listen, Major Mahama wasn't killed for nothing, and they know the story. Quickly, I mean, they erected all that, giving an impression of something, it's a genuine thing. He was, listen, let's find out who deployed him. That is President Mohammed's nephew. They should do a public inquiry now. Let's open up. Let people appreciate the story. We are joking. Talk to me.
If a major in your armed forces
Yeah.
can be killed because of Galamsey, and we can't use that as a point to kill this Galamsey, it should tell you that the people who have interest in Galamsey are the powerful people that control this country one way or the other. Normally, we look at people sitting in political office. This is the ministers, they want to control the country. They don't. The rich and powerful people in this country. I'm telling you that the security agency in Ghana decided they want to fight Galamsey, and they want to really investigate and just publish names and not type name and shame of rich people in this country who are behind Galamsey. When that list comes, you'll be shocked.
And the people involved.
I'm telling you. So this thing is such that the very people we are looking up to end this thing are almost all the people behind it. If I am a Galamseyer and I finance your campaign, you come to power. You are the one coming to stop where I got money from to finance your campaign. Is that what you are telling me? Once I finance you to become power, I've become so powerful like you, the person who has won the election. So you see, the way we have approached this thing all this while, and we think that we are fighting Galamsey. This one is only for the fanfare. It's only for the cameras. It's only for people to assume that something is being done. Reality is that, I've told you before, when you go now in many communities, Galamsey is not a secret. It's not a secret being done somewhere. People have done Galamsey all the way to the community. Behind the last building, people are digging Galamsey.
Even the back of
But
Palace.
even some highways.
That's what I'm telling you. You are on the highway going, and both sides of the road,
they are digging here,
people are there doing Galamsey.
Yeah.
So this one, and you are telling me that we want to stop it. Do you tell me that police have not been driving on that road? Soldiers have not been driving on that road? Are you telling me that all the security agencies, none of them drive on that road. They are all in every community.
Charlie, this is very depressing.
They would have killed a journalist. And see, they granted bail immediately.
Yeah. With the reason
that
they can't keep it for more than 48 hours.
You see?
Do you understand it? And you say you want to fight Galamsey. So you see, we are doing it for the cameras and fanfare, and we talk and smile. But the thing is so deep that all the security agencies at all the communities, they are beneficiaries of Galamsey. So there's no way they are the one. Meanwhile, they are the one you are sitting here thinking that they should fight the thing. No, they are beneficiaries because the Galamseyers have been giving them tips regularly.
Yeah.
And you understand it.
Yeah.
So let's not sit here and dream that we are doing anything.
But there's also been some angst among some communities, youth and other people among some communities, to say that we won't allow Galamsey in this our community as well.
Okay, so
how can we not galvanize that sort of sentiment to spread it?
So that is why I'm saying that, you see, you can't fight this whole thing with the Mekong boss still in office. We haven't really appreciated the issue.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So, hey, let's do an inventory. That who and who has been given a license.
Yeah.
Kweku, the license you got, your area or the concession that was given you, how have you lived up to expectation?
Okay.
You get it? So, like you mentioned, we are naming and shaming. Listen, and you publish that, listen, we gave you this, and this is what you did. We have withdrawn the license.
Okay.
And because it can be seen that this is what you've done.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes, I do.
But, I mean, we are attacking the thing, piecemeal.
Yeah.
I mean, Abu Jinapor went to, what? He was in the pit.
Yes.
Who else was there? Amewu
All of them.
was there.
All of them were there.
We even saw Sir John, the late Sir John, in some of those, pits and so on. And today we are seeing Amabua. Amabua, last week we reported that he was paying lip service to the Galamsey thing. And by extension, the government was paying lip service. I mean, a couple of calls went on.
So quickly
I was also called.
So quickly he has to go out there.
Yeah, I was also called.
You see? Quickly he has to go out there.
Unfortunately, I missed his call.
Okay.
When I called him back, he didn't pick.
Okay.
But I'm not surprised that he's in the pit now, showing and talking tough and so on.
Okay.
But listen, I'm saying that the way to attack this thing, go to the person who issued the license.
Review the
license list and stop this thing.
Okay. All right.
And that's a very good point, because normally we always say Galamsey. That means the person has a license.
Yeah.
And we say that all those that are issuing licenses are small scale miners are doing the right thing. That's the question Larry is asking.
All right.
And if they are not doing the right thing, have we penalized people who have license for doing the wrong thing?
Yeah. All right. Well, we need to take a quick break. When we come back, conversation continues right here on Breakfast Daily. March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th, as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land. Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th. Taste the essence of Ghana. Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 CDFM and Channel 1 TV. Feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM.
Of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought results.
welcome back. It's time, still the news review segment right here on Breakfast Daily, and we're getting into some conversations that are pressing our necks, as it were, in Ghana. Now, the segment is interactive, of course, and we want to hear from you as well. 0204-447-033 is the WhatsApp line. Kindly share with us your thoughts on the conversation. Particularly, we've been talking about Galamsey. Share with us your thoughts on that, and what should government really be doing to win the fight? That's assuming that we as Ghanaians are interested in actually fighting it. We want to talk about Kotoka International Airport, and there's been a lot of uproar in the last couple of days about the naming of the #1 international airport, the gateway to Ghana, after Kotoka. And let me start with Elvis on this one. Elvis, I remember there was a whole issue that came up, and then at a point it even became Accra International Airport. It was a suggestion that that's the name we should be using, Accra International Airport. Then suddenly everything seemed to just revert back. I don't know what happened, but it's come up again now.
Because it's normal, the normal fanfare.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let media write about it. Hey. And then after 2-3 weeks of the discussion, we all forget this issue. Everybody will just forget because something else has happened. See, it only tells you that as a country we are not serious. We don't really know how to take advantage of such important monuments and link them to important names of our country that would drive a certain prestige and reputation for the country. I have not understood, and I will not understand that we name an airport after Kumega. Up to today, I don't understand.
Okay.
There are reputable Ghanaians who have done great things.
Many.
They may not be politicians. I realize this country, before you are named something named after you, must be a politician. But there's no serious country where people name things after politicians more. They name things about achievers, academics, people who have proven track record in things. Okay, those are the ones that people want to name. Industrialists, you understand it?
Yeah.
But in this country, the only people we know and respect and revere are the politicians. So people say name airport after Nkrumah. Why should we name airport after Nkrumah? Nkrumah has the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Nkrumah has his own museum in Accra here. Nkrumah has so many others. Why can't we look at some prominent names that could fly this country somewhere? Kofi Annan. What if you name the airport Kofi Annan International Airport?
That's an easy one because Kofi Annan is also globally recognized.
A global figure.
So automatically it's an easy one.
So if Kofi Annan is dead, we buried him. Even his burial place is not a tourism attraction. Because what they bury him in the midst of soldiers.
Did we bury him? Did we bury him?
Did you understand it?
I sure
we have a grave in his name and we put him in the midst of soldiers. Because we don't have a hero cemetery.
Yeah.
You understand it? We don't have a hero cemetery. We name FPSO Nkrumah. What about Professor Francis Kofi Aloti?
Yeah.
One of the greatest mathematicians. Has worked to the global level in the global scientific community and mathematics community. When you mention Francis Kofi Aloti, it resonates. Okay?
Yeah.
There are so many great Ghanaians that when you mention their name, who has named anything after Ama Ata Edu in this country? Who has named anything after her?
Yeah.
There are so many great people who have named anything about the great musician E.T. Mensah. What have we named after? People who have actually kept this country together through their work, who have actually projected Ghana on the international scene. Who have named anything after them? The greatest boxer of all time to hold one title for 10 years, Professor Azuma Nelson, is alive. What have we named after him?
We named the Azuma.
Where you can catch grass cutter and snakes.
That disgrace
Grass
of
cutter and snakes.
Have you eaten grass cutter from there before?
That disgrace of a sports.
Oh, you've
yeah.
Did you hear him?
Plenty grass cutter and snakes are there. And the snakes are even entering people's their homes.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a nuisance.
No. The place is horrible.
Yeah, it's
the
bad.
place is horrible.
So you see, we have great
right.
Ghanaians who have done fantastic things.
Somebody who has been indicted into what the American Hall of Fame.
Globally,
That is what has been named after
This is,
him. Can you
you
imagine?
understand it? So if there's an airport to be named, I don't think anybody should be mentioning Kwame Nkrumah.
I was even thinking about the first female pilot, Ghanaian female pilot,
Do you
right?
understand?
In 1964.
Do you understand it?
She was the first pilot to fly solo.
So,
First
so,
female pilot to
so
fly
all these
1964.
people,
Yeah, Melody Dankwa.
because
You
they are
know,
not
so we have
politicians.
names, they are
no,
people.
because they are not politicians. Because they are not politicians.
No, but in his
So,
case,
we-
in her case, we can name the Air Force base after her.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
instance.
I'm just saying that
You get
there's
it, yeah.
options.
So
There's
this
options.
should tell us as a country, if we want to go be serious moving forward, we should put up a committee that determines why an institution should be named after ABC. I think that if we can set up a joint standing committee that we think that it's time to honor our national heroes so that they become an inspiration for the younger generation. It's about time we have something like that where all these people will be identified, okay, brought together, sit down, and the names will be given reason why this person deserves to be named after a national monument.
Yeah.
And then even if they are not enough and we build future ones, then we know that these are the established names of Ghanaian heroes.
Yeah.
We need to determine who is a hero in Ghana. But so far, we don't have any criteria. We don't have how
For
to understand.
heroes.
Once some politicians decide that this thing should be named for, after somebody is done, the reason why the thing should be named after the person or everything, we do not know. But this is a country where we say we want to attract tourism. If we want to attract tourism, people will come to Ghana in their thousands to come and see a monument for Kofi Annan.
Yeah.
People will come here in their numbers to come and see who is Abedi Pele and where is his museum.
Yeah.
They want to see Azuma Nelson, who is he? Who is the other guy who has held that title for 10 years and up to today nobody has been able to break the record? Where is his, something that is named after him?
Yeah.
These are the things we should be thinking about. So if a tourism ministry can be given that responsibility for people to sit down and do that for the whole nation and say, we want to use our national heroes as a means of promoting tourism and putting Ghana on the international map. General Okweno just died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just buried.
Yeah. Is there
Look
anything
at
named
what
after
he
him?
has done
Yeah.
in the whole of West Africa.
Yeah.
In terms of all the civil
let him
wars in
finish.
West Africa. What that man has done, it's not something that should be taken lightly.
It's
This is a
monumental.
man
It's
that
huge.
we should honor
Yeah.
in this country.
Yeah.
How have we honored him? So for me, it's about time that as a country, as I said, it's the tourism ministry that will be taxed and say, look, we want the tourism ministry to lead this agenda. Get a team of experts to sit down, let them put together something that really would identify the right people that we can call heroes in Ghana from pre-independence, the independence fight, independence up to now. Let's identify all these people and then write a very big history about each of them and then put it out there and say this is why this person deserves a national honor and then decide to look at what can be named after who. If we are able to do that, you'll be surprised the volumes of people who want to come to this country because now they have heard that there's a lady who is the first pilot, female pilot, and now they
As
have
far
read
back
about
as
the person
1964.
and they heard that there's a monument after the person and that they want to come and go and see the place. What we have done so far is distasteful.
What's the name again? Melody
Millicent
It's
Dankwa.
disgraceful. We show that we are not a serious country. And if our young people are not aspiring to be like them, it's not their fault. It is the fault of the older generation which has failed to show the way that if you want to be a hero in Ghana, you must live your life like Madam A or Mr. B or that because this is the criteria for being a hero. This is what they have done why the nation is honoring them as a hero. And if you are a young person and you aspire to become a hero of the nation, you can look at what any of them have done. And also pursue something greater so that in the future you can also be described as a Ghanaian hero. If we don't do that, we will be going nowhere.
Larry.
Yeah. You know, I was going to mention General Kweno. But then he mentioned General Kweno. But before he mentioned General Kweno, he mentioned Azuma Nelson.
Yes.
And also mentioned Abedi Pele. Do you know that General Kweno was the team manager for the Blasters that took the team to Senegal '92?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yes, he was. Watch some of the pictures. He was sitting.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Do you know General Kwenu enlisted Azuma Nelson into the Ghana Armed Forces
Really?
to go and fight at the military? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't
Listen.
say he was the cook. He was cooking for the soldiers, including Papa J. That's how he and Papa J became very close.
Yeah.
You know, it was a mental interview.
Yes,
Listen,
yes,
you
yes.
should get a copy of General Kwenu's funeral brochure.
I
And
just didn't know that General Kwenu was involved.
yes, and read it carefully, and you will see. I mean, tribute after tribute, generals upon generals said that, listen, this man's character, his leadership qualities, it's something that has to be taught, you know, in most military institutions.
Yeah.
Our respected peace conflict security expert, Colonel Festus Abuaje, even asked that the Liberian government should honor him posthumously.
Yeah.
President Mahama also said that, listen, the peace that Liberia is enjoying today, but for people like General Kwenu and the men that he led, that wouldn't have been possible. Others wrote, General Nyidoho.
Yeah. I was going to mention him.
Yeah.
Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda.
Yeah.
But General Nyidoho even talked about how General Kwenu's attitude
Okay.
or approach
Okay.
to the troops was what brought the country. That meant, you know, the peace that we had till date.
Wow.
So people have made a lot of sacrifices to this country. That monuments can be named after them.
Yeah.
To serve as a reminder and also encourage others of the things that, you know, people have done and what they can also do
Yeah.
for the country. Because at the end of the day, the country will recognize them.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
Now, to this CPP thing, the CPP people, for me, I feel that they are only holding on to Nkrumah's name and using it for their own ends. Nkrumah transcends, you know, the shores of Ghana.
Yeah.
Ethiopia, there's a monument erected for him. Ethiopia of all places.
Yeah.
In Cuba, there's a bust. In other countries, streets, buildings, many others, universities, department, where he studied. You get it?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, having the Kotoka the airport in Kotoka's name, for me, it doesn't change anything.
Okay.
It also recognizes what Kotoka is. Kotoka might have been a coup maker, but he was not the only person who did that coup.
Okay.
The reason why the place was named after him was because Yeboah and what was his name? One other officer, I've forgotten his name, took him there and then went and killed him over there.
That was the location.
That was the location where
Where he died.
Yeah, where he was killed. Not died. He was killed.
Yeah.
You get it? I mean, there are all manner of stories around how he was murdered and so on and so forth. But it's not because when they staged the coup, then quickly they had the airport named after him. It was because he was shot dead over there. That is how come they named it after him. Now, we cannot say that Kotoka hadn't done anything for this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
We cannot say that. Okay? Now, coup makers, whatever their motives are, could also have something, you know, could also have some good motive. Murtala Mohammed
Yeah.
in Lagos,
In Nigeria.
in Nigeria, his name, the airport is named after him.
Yeah.
And I think that other airports or other, you know, facilities that have been named, you know, after people. So this thing where every now and then people come out, oh, let's change Kotoka's name and do it what? And do what? Listen, the world is discussing other things of relevance. Russia and Ukraine is now an international topic all over the place. Okay?
Yeah.
To a point where for the first time, Russia and US are on the same page. Okay?
Yeah.
And what, back here in Ghana, we have used Russia and Ukraine to justify our economic situation. How, precarious it had become.
Yeah.
Now, if today Russia and US are teaming up, what is in it for us is what we have to be looking out for. Are we discussing the global, dynamics, global economics? How does this whole thing affect us? How do we position ourselves? Again, the US has withdrawn certain budgetary supports.
Yeah.
The NGOs in the north are complaining that, listen, I mean, they've
USAID money is
it's not coming anymore, and that they've had, for the first time, they've come out to tell us that since the inception, they've gotten about $200 million. And then we need to be interrogating that as to all that money, where did it go? How come the north is still what it is, with all the NGOs that are dotted all over the place? Now,
but if you have NGOs, the owners are driving V8. They told you don't work.
But
They are not working any salary, but they drive V8. They live in plush environment.
Yeah.
And all they do is to go and collect grants. You should understand.
and they have homes, East Legon, all over the place.
Can you imagine?
Yes. Meanwhile, they are collecting
They are
money,
not
and the
employed,
people
though.
there are poor.
So they
We need
collect
to
it.
be interrogating all that. Maybe this is just a blessing for us that, listen, this thing has been withdrawn. Now, I mean, what would it mean to the budget proper
of the country.
of the country?
Yeah.
Okay, because then President Mahama has issued a statement that the finance minister will need to find a replacement for all that withdrawal.
So basically, there are critical issues.
There are critical issues we should be dealing with, and not naming. We had gone to court, so, and that we can't name an airport after a coup maker and so on and so. Was it the only person who did the coup? Dankwa, Dankwa has a monument. Akwaje, it took forever before he even got a monument. Meanwhile, he was part of the Big Six. Who else?
No, Akwaje interchange.
No, Akwaje interchange used to be Sankara.
Yes,
Was named after another coup maker, Thomas Sankara by Jerry Rawlings. Later, then IC Kwe, when IC Kwe became regional minister, then he said, no, listen, we need to recognize this guy too. Quickly, he did a ceremony and then named the interchange after. But then the interchange was constructed by Jerry Rawlings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is beside the point. But then Akufo-Addo also had a monument named after him, the Togo Embassy area there. Obeche Bilamte's father. Sure. And then who else hasn't? I think Kwame Nkrumah has. Kwame Nkrumah has. Who else is left?
Now that famed Dubai.
Okay, sure. But then Oforiatta and then William Oforiatta doesn't have any.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Pawili. Yes.
No, probably doesn't have. I don't know anything that's named after.
I don't know.
Okay. So, I mean, listen, people have sacrificed a lot of things to make Ghana what it is. And I would like to cite the Bible story. Christians haven't made an effort to expunge the name of Judas from the Bible.
Because it's part of the.
Because it's part of the history of do you get it?
Despite his betrayal of Christ.
Precisely.
But it's also supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's supposed to happen. As said by the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Christians haven't made the effort to expunge Judas's name from it. Why are we fixated with this whole thing? Today, Nkrumah this, Nkrumah that. Nkrumah is bigger than some of this, localized argument that doesn't inure to anybody's
Let
benefit.
me read the messages that have come through. Good morning, Channel.
Are you giving us more time?
Certainly, let me finish. Certainly, renaming Kotoka International Airport is long overdue because the current name is a misnomer and a scare on the conscience of people who claim to practice democracy, but continue to conspire with the CIA and mercenaries to undermine democracy. To name of course, this is coming from a PMP youth organizer, also saying his own. That's Muniru Mohammed. I perfectly agree 100% with the panelists. Mineral Commission CEO